Welcome, trendsetters. We are Alicia and Nicole from Positive Image. As salon owners, hairstylists, and business coaches, we're here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of the beauty industry and discover the secrets to creating a thriving salon business. So grab your favorite beverage, cozy up in your salon chair, and let's dive into the world of hair, style, and entrepreneurship together.
Hey beauties, welcome back. We're excited to be here. Today we're going to talk about the different avenues of being a hairdresser, taking ownership of your career. Is that how you would describe it?
Yeah, within the realm of working in salon or working on clients, because there are many,
Yes.
many avenues that you can go. And
When it comes to doing hair, working with clients who are paying for their services.
yes, exactly. So we've kind of discussed this before we started recording this episode, and we really boiled this down to 5 different avenues that you can go into as a hairstylist working on clients. And they are suite rental, chair rental, sole-based commission, working in a salon as a salary or an employee of a salon, and then being a salon owner. So what we wanted to do is just go through just a very general kind of pro and con list, just for the listener to get clear if you are in that area of like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what one's the right one for me. We have done the thinking for you in this episode.
I want to take it back for a second. That is why we're doing this. But I also want to give everyone that thought of like, I don't know, say you're in the commission or the employee spot or whatever. Maybe you're also an owner right now, but you're just trying to reevaluate what you want in life, who you are as a person, what kind of work-life balance you want. And I want you to take a second, even if you pause the podcast and maybe write that down or just have a little think about what you really do want as your work-life balance before you start listening to us as we name off these few pros and cons for each different area, because they all offer something great, but they're also going to all offer something very different on the less great part.
Yeah, exactly. So what avenue do you want to drive down first?
Well, let's do suite rentals. I feel like those have been kind of popular in the last handful of years.
Okay. So, suite rental. What a suite rental is, for those who don't know,
Mhm.
is that you basically have a room or a space that you pay rent on. You could share this rental floor. Think of it like an apartment building. You have your own apartment, right? You have 4 walls, a door, maybe a window.
I don't want 4 doors. I'll have 2 doors, but I do not want 4 doors. So you're only going to get one door if you
Yeah.
have a suite. Just to clarify, four walls, one door.
You are by yourself, but there are other people who are doing hair or some sort of customer service within the floor that you're working on. And so the rent generally is much cheaper than it is if you're renting a commercial storefront, but you do have to pay rent for that space. And sometimes it includes all your utilities and Wi-Fi, and sometimes it does not. So each one is a little different.
Yeah, I feel like the places that have been opening up have been getting really, really fancy with all the things that they do offer.
Hmm.
But keep in mind, I mean, this will go with the pros and cons, is the more that the space offers, which is amazing because it's convenience, the higher your rent will be. The less that they offer, the lower your rent will be, but then you have more things you have to do.
Kind of like renting an apartment. Like
Yeah.
your rent's going to be higher if that's the only thing you have to pay. But you could have lower rent, but then you still have to pay heat, hydro, Wi-Fi, phone bill, everything like that.
Mhm.
So kind of similar if you can just wrap your mind around that. So what we've kind of deducted from the suite rental, the pros, I'll go pros, would be the full independence over your schedule, your pricing, your services. You get to personalize your brand and you have full control over what your workspace looks like, the feel when somebody walks into your space. You just get to really make it your own. You get to keep 100% of all of the profits after expenses, including all of your retail sales. So you don't have to share that with anybody. You have a private area that is exclusively for you and your clients to experience. And you also get the flexibility to create a very unique and tailored client experience. So whatever you're into with your clients, that is such an amazing thing to be able to just be completely yourself and have nobody else to answer to within your suite rental.
Yeah, that's pretty great. So some of the cons, you'll have higher overhead costs, including your rent, utilities, and supplies, because you're the only one paying for it. Responsibility for all of your marketing and attracting for your clients. So you're not going to be having somebody else do that job to get people in your chair. You're going to have to do all of that. Um, no income during your sick days, vacations, or slow periods. Time-consuming administrative tasks like bookkeeping and inventory. Everyone's favorite. And potential isolation from other professionals and less collaboration because you're going to be working solo. That's the key thing with suites. Sometimes you can get them as doubles, or you can alternate your chair, which also helps with cost. But generally, most of them just have one chair, which is why it's on the pros, like Nicole was saying, all these different ways to really like tailor your experience to the client.
Exactly. And some of the suite rentals too, like you might be able to collaborate with your neighbor too.
Hmm.
So that might be a kind of a fun thing as well. And then at the same time, if your neighbor is really annoying and loves just to pop by unannounced, that might also be a con too. So boundaries.
For all the introverts out there.
Exactly. So that would be, yeah, that would be your suite rental. It is a really interesting model. And I know for myself, it's something that I think sometimes as a salon owner, I do fantasize about having just a place just for me that I don't have to do all of the salon owner tasks. But there is, sadly, there is a bit of a financial ceiling that you can hit because you have nobody else that if you're not there, if you're not making money, then nobody's making money for you and you still have all of those costs coming your way.
So the next one is if you're an employee working in a salon, whether it's hourly, salary, or one of those plus commission, everything's taken care of. It's a job. You show up. Hopefully you don't treat it as a job, but you show up, everything's taken care of. That's just your work. You go and you're done. So some of the pros is no financial risk or overhead costs like rent, utilities, or supply. You have access to an established client base and walk-in, opportunities for training, mentorship, and professional growth. Focus solely on hairstyling without business management duties. Team environment fosters collaboration and social interaction. So lots of easy breezy things.
Yeah. That's kind of like you get to walk away at the end of the day and you don't have to really think about anything to do with the salon, which also sounds pretty awesome.
I feel like
Um
both of us are like, what is this magical word?
And then there are some cons that come with it, of course. And sometimes you can have limited creative freedom, meaning like for branding, for prices, for product choices, the salon owner is going to kind of be the one doing those sort of things. You might be able to have collaboration, but at the end of the day, the owner is going to have final say. Your income can be capped by your commission rates or by your hourly wages. So there is a ceiling for you. The clients they do belong to the salon, not to you. They might, if you do go elsewhere, you might have some that follow you that go elsewhere, but the majority of the clients will stay with the salon. You will usually have to adhere to any of the salon scheduling, the policies that they have, and there might be limited flexibility with, say, your dress code or, having to work a Sunday, even though if you don't really want to work a Sunday. And there is unfortunately the potential for salon politics or conflicts with coworkers when you do work as a team, kind of like having siblings. There's going to be fights, there's going to be misunderstandings, and there is, yeah, there is conflict. But there's no perfect salon. I wish there
For
was, but
sure.
there is no perfect salon. So then the next one that we are kind of going to look at is owning a salon, which can be extremely rewarding and quite fantastic, but it does also have its pros and cons. So, the pros with owning a salon is that you do have full control over the business, including the branding, who you hire, what services you offer. You can build equity and create long-term asset. So what that means is that if you can build your business to a point that somebody else could be also interested in buying your business, you could sell your business for six figures, if not more. You can have multiple streams of income through the services, renting a chair or having other kind of rentals with the retail, and everything like that. So you're not just solely based on the services that you perform or provide. You have the opportunity to develop and mentor a team of stylists. And this is such a rewarding thing. Being a salon owner, it is so rewarding to watch somebody coming in first day not knowing anything about hair and watching them to go through their apprenticeship and to become a stylist and then become successful and earn the money or build that clientele. And then lastly, you also have the freedom to create a unique and innovative salon experience. So that is completely up to you, what you want to do, how you want the experience, the client experience to be with your salon. So those are some amazing points of owning a salon.
I feel like those are really big picture things.
Yeah.
This goes back, that statement there goes back to what I said initially before we started talking about all these, is really think about like what you want out of your life. Like, are you a big picture person or are you just like you just want to go to work and go home and like read your book or go hang out with your friends after work? Like there's balance, right? And there's the mindsets that want one thing versus the other. Nicole and I have had a joke in the past about people who are talking about wanting to own a business, not necessarily a salon, just a business. And we were kind of like, are they a little crazy? Are they a little like, and then if they answer yes, then we're like, cool, they'll be amazing, no problem. It's totally fine because you have to be a little different, if I will. Anyways, so with the cons of owning a salon, there is a really high startup cost, and ongoing monthly, day-to-day operational expenses. Significant time and effort required for managing staff and operation. The financial risk and responsibility for the business success, all on you, all on you. Stress from balancing client satisfaction and employee needs, also all on you. Must handle compliance with regulations, licenses, and taxes. Yeah, I mean that's a whole nother one too, right? Like the interacting with people and how you manage that is one part because that's something as a well-skilled hairstylist we're probably reasonably okay with. It's just the stress of knowing that it's our responsibility. But then when it comes to compliance things, that is not something we're trained to do.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother ball game. So you definitely need to either find the right people to help or learn how, which is a whole nother education.
And I would also say, like, never, even though we get time off, like, your brain will never shut down. Like, having a vacation is great, but you're constantly thinking or worrying. So owning a business is not just okay, I'm done for the day and walking away. There is like you have to be ready for your mind to constantly be going and thinking and worrying unless you have an amazing power at being able to put that into a box and just let the box sit over here and you don't touch it. But just be aware that it is going to run your mind a lot.
That superpower box also can't be avoidance.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. So next is chair rental. I feel like equally with suite rentals, we've also seen chair rentals pop up more in recent years. They've always been a thing. I would say they've always been a thing. And so basically, this is working in a salon with other hairstylists, but you have your own chair and you pay for that chair versus the owner of the salon paying for you. So pros, you have the independence to set your own schedule and pricing. You can keep a higher percentage of earnings compared to commission. Access to salon amenities without owning the space. Ability to build your personal brand with an existing salon. Uh, Flexibility to choose your own products and services. Again, the same with the suite rental. This is going to also depend on like some salons will offer you a lot and then your rental will be higher, and some salons will offer you a lot less and your rent will be lower. And the same with like what your freedoms are to do and to play with are going to change with that too.
Exactly. And so the cons with the chair rental is that you do pay the chair rental fees regardless of the client flow. And that would be the same with the salon suite too, that those rentals are always, the fees are always going to be there. You will also be responsible for providing your own supplies and your own tools, using the tools of the salon. I think it would just be dictated in the contract that you have before you sign, but chances are you can't use their products. Or if you do, it is, as Alicia said, it is going to go into the higher rental price. There is zero marketing support. Client acquisition is all your responsibility. Your income is going to fluctuate based upon your bookings and the seasons, and you do have limited creativity freedom because it is somebody else's salon and environment. So different from the suite, you can't decorate it. You can't choose what your chair is going to look like or what your space is going to look like. You do have to adhere to the owner of that space and what they want. At the end of the day, it's their salon, and you are doing your clients in their salon. So you don't have as much say around what that looks like. The last one that we're going to visit is the commission or the contractor based stylist. And this is somebody who it is your own business based in the salon. And so the pros of this is that you really don't have any upfront costs or responsibility for rent or utilities. You get a steady client flow that can be provided by the salon. You can also do your own marketing and stuff like that, that you attract your own clients. This would also be dependent on what your contract looks like at the end of the day. There can be opportunities for in-house training and skill development, again, depending on what the salon owner is providing with the contract. You can focus solely on hairstyling without business-related stress, and you can have a structured working environment with clear expectations, and you get to set your own hours too. So those are some pretty good pros.
They are. So some cons, limited control over pricing, branding, and services, because you will still appear as an employee at the salon outwardly. So it's likely that your salon owner is going to set those things for you. Income is capped by commission rates and salon policies. Clients are considered the salon's, not yours. Again, same as mentioned earlier. Some people may leave and follow you. That's always a possibility. However, most people go to a place for the salon for the convenience of the space or whatever the salon's values are. You may have pressure to meet certain sales or service quotas. I'd almost sooner say that's just so that you can have the income that you want, but also so that so you're blending in with the space, because you're going to have some other people in the space that might also be striving for certain things, and you can feel that from them. And lastly, you don't get to choose your coworkers. Again, you're going to be in a coworker type space, and you don't get to choose who's working in that space. So that may be amazing or a deal breaker. Nicole, what are some key things to think about?
So when you're kind of evaluating where you wanna go in the future, choosing between these options really, I think, depends on your financial goals, what your work style, and what your long-term, career vision is, and then also really think about what you want your work-life balance to be. If you are the type of person that wants to be able to leave work and not think about anything other than maybe updating your social media, then you might be a really good candidate to be an employee. Or if you're somebody who just has like a huge go get 'em attitude that wants to conquer the world, that wants to make the neighborhood incredible, attract amazing people to work with, then working as a salon owner or building your own salon is going to be the best thing for you. So really sit down and try and consider all of the pros and cons that we have offered you. And I'm sure there's a few more in there that we um, have missed for the sake of time, but each path can offer you very unique opportunities and challenges at the end of the day.
And it's okay to want something different than somebody else.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Love it. I think that's great. I think, yeah, hairdressing, everyone knows that it's amazing, but it's just one of those things where you get so many different options to decide what kind of career you want to have. You just got to take a moment to figure out exactly what it is that you want and go for it. I would say at the end of the day, each and every single one of these, you you are still technically uh, self-employed in the sense of working with clients. You still need to build a clientele, so you still need to put that work in and have that mindset of like wanting to do your best, whatever it is that you decide.
And it's okay to change your mind and to try out all the options if you really want and see what works best for you.
100%.
If you have done 3 or more of these, we'd love to hear what you think and why you think, that is the best option or why it's the best option for you. So please let us know, and, thanks for listening.
Ciao. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Take this knowledge and just keep developing yourself. And hey, we want to hear from you too. Join the conversation using our hashtag #PositiveImagePodcast. Share your thoughts, questions, and success stories. Who knows, we might just feature you on an upcoming episode. Don't keep us a secret. Tag your friends too. Want to keep learning? Check out our show notes. Find us on Instagram at hello.positiveimage, and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode filled with inspiration and insights.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.